Hey divas, welcome back to Tech Diva Success. We are here with another wonderful guest. Kelly Edwards is with us today. She's an entrepreneur and owns several businesses, so she's quite a business diva. And she started her first business back in 2006. Love the name of this one. Original, not equal.
Yes.
Talent management company with a mission to bring quality talent back to the industry and providing guidance and knowledge. But then she made a decision to move into social work where she could help some people. And she really lived in that industry for about 7 years. But she took that aspect of helping people and her passion to create the business shower events that motivates fellow entrepreneurs to stay connected. So now all day she's working with this strong foundation as a business owner and this heart for giving back, and wants to use her platform to empower others to chase their dreams and create successful companies. So Kelly, thank you for coming on today.
Hello, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for having me. This is my first interview, so I'm excited.
Well, we'll make it easy on you. It's very easy to inspire when you've been inspired and you've done what you've been doing for so long. So it will come naturally because this show is designed for women in technology to get 1% better. What I realized, I have another show called Diva Tech Talk where we catalog women's careers in technology. But in that, you can't get all of this diversity of men, because you really need to be a woman or identify as a woman to be on that other show. So the Tech Diva Success Show allows us to tap into all kinds of people from all backgrounds to help make our divas 1% better. So that is what you do. That's what you're on a mission to do. So we're going to just tap into a little bit of that today with you. And I'm happy to see if there's some area you want to start in.
Well, I guess I would start by how I got started in business, actually. So when I first got started, this particular company, the Business Shower Events and the podcast, it came from an idea of me and a friend just having a conversation, and little personal story. I don't have kids. So it was just like, so if I never have kids, I'm never going to be celebrated in that type of way. Like, it just kind of like clicked. I was just like, I'll never have like a baby shower or something like that. And, but I'm starting businesses and I'm doing things with my life. So why isn't anybody celebrating this part of me? So, we talked and she was just like, you should totally do something like that. So that's where the business shower events came from. The podcast was always in the works, but the podcast didn't come until the pandemic hit. I had to figure out a way to keep myself, afloat with the pandemic. So that's where the podcast came from. And a big lesson that I learned actually during the pandemic was that never rely on one stream of income, because I was laid off from my job in February, and it was a shocker to me because yes, I got a severance. Yes, I was able to claim unemployment and all that other stuff, but it was just like, what am I going to do? So I had to kind of like go all in with my businesses just to kind of stay afloat. And now I do plan on returning back to work, but my businesses aren't going anywhere. I'm going to continue to manage them, and I'm actually hiring people to work for me, and just to keep my business afloat while I'm going to be working a regular 9 to 5.
You're creating a legacy. And yes. I love two things that you point out about your story is one, getting through the pandemic and like rising through things and doing it in a way that brings you together with other people, because all the things that you're doing bring people together, which I want to talk more about, obviously, and just staying resilient. I also lost my job in February. So I understand many people are probably in our boat, and unfortunately many women are in our boat. So if you have kids or not, you still have to find a way to put food on the table and to pay rent. So you're absolutely right. Having multiple streams of income or building multiple skills of income. So maybe you're not making it today, but maybe On the side, you help people with LinkedIn resumes. And so, hey, all of a sudden you could go help people build LinkedIn resumes. If something were to happen, that's your plan B, that's your parachute. So I love those two themes coming right out of it. So tell us a little more.
Yeah. So on the side of, the business shower events and podcasts, I'm also a real estate investor. So I took a big risk once the pandemic hit and I was laid off. I was just like, I have a 401k. I've been growing this 401k for 13 years. I'm going to cash it out and I'm going to put it in real estate. And I'm going to tell you that scared the crap out of me because I was like, well, what if I actually need this money one day? But it worked out and I got my first deal and it's been consistent ever since. So don't be afraid to take a risk because that risk might change your life, and it changed my life. So,
And how did you weigh that? Like, did you make a pro and con list? I mean,
no, I just I was already like, me and my husband was already studying real estate. And then the day I got laid off, I texted my mentor and I said, I just got laid off. And he was just like, great. And I'm like, what? Wait, did I just text the right person? And he's like, great, come to the office, meet me at the office. And, we were talking and I was just like, he was talking to someone else about that person cashing out their 401k and putting it into what's considered a fix and a flip, where you buy a house that needs work and then you fix it up and then put it back on the market. And he was talking to somebody about that. And I came home, I told my husband, I said, I'm going to cash out my 401k and we're going to put our money into a fix and flip. And that's what we did. And from there, it's kind of just been one deal after another. Yep.
You're going to have your own TV show next, Kelly.
I would love to be on HGTV.
Hey, HGTV, we got you someone right here.
That's right.
And you talked a little bit about mentorship, right? I think that's something that can help make everyone better. Why don't you share a little bit about how that mentorship has affected you?
Yeah. So I got mentorship in real estate because I did not know what I was doing. I didn't know a thing about real estate. So I actually have a couple of mentors that I work with. So it's almost like I get information from different people's perspective, and I love that. So one of my main mentors his name is Chuck Kohop. He runs the Creative Real Estate Club. That's who taught me New Jersey real estate. But then I have other investors that I follow on YouTube, and some investors that I do plan on buying into their mentorship program sooner than later. We have Pace Morby, you have Max Maxwell. These are all guys and girls that I follow and learn the real estate business from. So got mentors from that. As far as the events management, I kind of already knew how to do that from when I was the owner of Original Not Equal. So I didn't really get a mentor for this in the podcasting. However, I do follow two very prominent podcasts, Dreams and Drive, and there's another one I can't even think of the name right now, but I follow her podcast too, and they do have a program. I just haven't enrolled in it yet, but mentorship has helped me a lot in my real estate business.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kelly. Getting the diverse ideas, that's exactly what I do myself, like in my hustle, right? Like I study from several different people, and then I really assess what I need and when I need it. And it might turn out that like I need this mentor right now to help me build a machine or to help me do something I'm trying to do within my business. But then the other people are there. And if I'm not using them, I always respect and try to send people to them that may need them sooner than me. But I think a key to success is looking around to see who's there to help you. Clubhouse is full of mentors and business coaches. So
yes,
if you need an invite, let me know, because I guarantee you there's an 8-figure coach out there that can help you. Yeah. Tell us more a little bit about this business celebration. So I have not personally experienced this, but I imagine like a baby shower, but for a business. Yeah. So I would love to hear how that effect of celebrating success and celebrating breakthroughs impacts people, because it sounds like that's a little bit about what you do. Can you share there?
Yes. So pretty much the event side of it. We had our first event March last year. um, and it was more like an informational type of event. I had someone come out speak about marketing. I had the state of New Jersey come out and speak about taxation. So I wanted to kind of educate people on businesses, because when most people, when they become entrepreneur, they don't do the research. They do the research on what their niche is, but the other aspects of the business, like paying taxes and, keeping your business active within the state that you're in, nobody actually pays attention to that. And that's where I messed up with my first business. So with this company, with this time around, I actually corrected all the wrongs that I made the first time. And with this celebration, we had vendors being displayed. They were able to speak up and talk about their business. They were able to invite the guests that came to the event to their table, showcase their product or service, whatever they were offering. It was just a nice event. And like I said, it happened the week of the pandemic. So I was just like, listen, I'm just going to go for it. Jersey shut down. I think Jersey shut down the next day after my event, but I still had a nice turnout. And as far as the podcast, it just gives business owners a platform to speak about their business. I kind of like go into, what made you create this business? Why did you start this business? What's your story? Like, tell us your story. Just giving them a platform to speak about their success.
That's exactly what we do here. We give people platforms to share their success secrets, which is
Yeah.
very similar because under each success story is a success secret. So, is there something that you've seen? You've talked to a lot of business owners, a lot of guests, and a lot of people who've been successful in their business. And whether you're a tech diva starting something on the side or you're just running a business, is there something that really stands out that really successful people do? Like a best practice or a habit or
Yes.
a method that they use that you find helps drive them to be successful?
Yes, building systems. I hear that so much. I've heard that from my mentor. I've heard that from people that I've brought on the podcast. So building systems is like the number one thing that I've heard that most successful business owners are doing. Like, they're building systems. And I'm actually going through that process right now, building systems, getting everything. My business needs to be able to run without me physically running it. So, yes.
Absolutely. Don't have it be physically relying on you or actually brand wise, totally
Yes.
being about you can be a little risky as well, because then if something happens to you, you want to step away, you have this attachment to your personality, which I know has its pluses as well, but sometimes it can be harder. And I do agree from a tech diva perspective that the systems that you're talking about are the email systems, the automation, the course content systems, the lead magnet pages, all of those things. And of course, the back end systems that you talked about for the business, establishing your LLC, operating legally, making sure you're setting aside for taxes, that $1,000 you get from a client. You may not want to go, buy some shoes right away. You want to like
Yes.
pace yourself and save some of that.
Exactly.
And then when you start bringing on people like you've had, doing that right as well. So
Yeah.
really some great best practices there. Well, I'm always wondering if you could go back and tell your younger self,
Mm.
maybe you were launching one
Mhm.
and you were able to look at all you learned between now and then, what would you tell your younger self starting this business if you could be your own pep talk?
What would I tell myself? Do your research. I went into that business head on with no type of education, no mentor, nothing. I was kind of winging it, if you would say. And if I could tell myself before I started that company, it would be to do your research before starting a company. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important too with branding, because if you think you have this snazzy brand,
Mhm.
I recently filed a trademark for some of the stuff I'm doing, and it could be a real defeating feeling if you get a cease and assist letter around a brand that you've been doing, or you realize that someone else has that already in the market. And that's just one example of what you're talking about. And I think a lot of women especially have these passions, and they have the competence, and they have the drive, but it's stopping this momentum of like, you're ready to go, and stopping and saying, wait a minute, I need to do this stuff that's not fun.
Yes. At least just do 1 week of research. Even if you don't do 2 months of research, that's not what we're saying. Just do a week of research. Google your name, the name that you selected, the name that you want, Google it. Make sure it's not active already. Because I know a lot of people who come up with this brilliant name and then they go to register and it's already taken. So, just do a simple Google search, look on Facebook, look on Instagram, like you're on all these social media platforms anyway. Just while you're on the social media platforms, do some additional research about your business and your niche. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You can also fill out the business model canvas.
Yes.
Which is an easy way to kind of start to look at your business. If you think you have something, you have an idea. You can also use startup weekends. They're really fun local activities. Oh, I love startup weekends. And you got to be careful too, because you bring your idea to startup weekend, you pitch it on the stage, and your idea is out there. So be careful. I have had some other people pitch my ideas at startup weekend because they were like, oh, that's a good idea. And they went and did it. And I'm thinking, that's my idea. But startup weekend allows you to build kind of a community and get something off the ground within a weekend. They provide mentors and teams, but you are bringing, a little risk in because other people are working on your business. But then you can also find that business partner that's going to be in it. Usually people either drop off and do nothing, or they're kind of in it with you. And that's really a special way to find people who are passionate about projects or ideas that you may already have.
Exactly. And are you in New Jersey?
I'm in Michigan.
Okay, you're in Michigan. Okay. So yes, I have a friend that lives in Michigan. But in New Jersey, they have the small business services, which is it's all throughout New Jersey. And then New Jersey taxation has I think they're online now where they're doing like Zoom meetings where they educate and train you. And some of the banks, I know my bank does it, PNC Bank, they have like a small business university is what they call it. And they kind of help you structure your business more on the financial side. But you need that too. So there's a lot of resources that could help you out in your business here in New Jersey or in Michigan.
Absolutely. And do your research on that. So you may find someone who's charging $100 for a class on learning ABC.
Yes.
But can you learn it on your own? I had a case where the cost to do like a trademark class was equal to the cost of me paying someone else to do the trademark. So I was like, well, I think I'd rather just pay for someone just to do it. Because if the class is there, then you have to go through the class, learn all the stuff, apply it. And trademark filing is a great example of one because it can be really tricky and it could kick back. Like if you try to do it on your own, it could actually create more work or more stall because they're very particular and you've got to have someone who's kind of a specialist in it. So know when you're able to DIY and when you're not able to DIY. And I think that goes for both real estate and your career and businesses.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Real estate. Yes. Like I've learned so much just being hands-on in the business. Like YouTube was where I started, where I got all of my information from. But then I started to just kind of like reaching out to these guys. And to me, these guys were untouchable and these girls were untouchable because they have like 7 million followers on YouTube. And I'm like, they're not going to respond back to me. They did respond back to me. And they actually put the pressure on me too. It was just like, you said you wanted to do this. I'm going to follow you and I'm going to keep checking in to make sure you're actually doing this, So just, you never know who will talk back to you. So don't be afraid to slide in somebody's DMs.
Hey, shoot your shot, right? So we like to provide tech divas with kind of one last thing that really resonates with you that's helped you been successful. You've talked about building systems, never giving up, doing a homework if you're starting something new, mentors. What else in your life, or maybe wisdom from a certain person who's touched you, like a story of someone who really stepped in? I mean, you shared the one on your mentors. That's amazing. but what's something that's really helped guide your success that people can take from the show and remember from you?
I think something that helped me was, and this might sound weird to some, but manifestation. Um, I manifested what I wanted in my life, and what I wanted my life to be. And it took me some time to understand, like manifestation and exactly what it means. But now that I understand it, and I'm still learning. But now that I understand it, it's almost like I get up in the morning and I thank God for waking me up. And then I also say, today is going to be a great day. So it's like almost like the positive energy that you put out there is the same energy that you get back. Um, and organization helped me too. You can't see it now, but yes, you can. It's right over there. So I have my little calendar and my little DIY whiteboard, and I just write things that come to my head. So organization, being manifesting certain things, and just being positive helped me. I actually struggled once I left my job and entered into entrepreneurial world. I struggled with not watching Netflix all day. And what I had to do was I had to put myself on a schedule, and I put myself on a schedule as if I was working at a 9 to 5. I scheduled my day out for my businesses. So yes, it's that all of that helps me.
Those were all super helpful tips. I love it. I am a big fan of manifestation and really acting as if you have something, putting that affirmation in there, that vision, that positive vibration. I'm a big Bob Marley fan too. So I feel like a little of that, positive vibration. Yeah. I just have always, loved that because it's just so true. That's what life is about, is reaping positive vibes, sharing those around people, and realizing that the biggest person it influences is yourself. I heard the other day, if you're really sad, go help someone else, because that will make you feel better. And I know that you've helped a lot of people, and that is feeding you as well. But it is important for all the tech divas out there to don't be afraid to chase your dreams. Write down what they look like, manifest them, act as if, set your goal, set the actions that you need to take, right? And then the affirmation and the visualization of it, right? So I am light. I am feeling beautiful on the scale. I'm feeling strong. Things that are manifesting this attraction, and you cannot spell attraction without action. So to your point, manifesting, attracting the right things, attraction. If you're taking action towards it, eventually something will move there. So thank you for dropping that. I 100% believe in that. And do you have any other last words? And then we'll make sure people can contact you if they want to reach out.
Yes. So the biggest quote that I've heard, and it was on someone else's podcast, I can't remember, but it said something, trying to remember the exact quote. So today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. I'm not sure who said that, but I love that quote. It's on my vision board. I just looked at my vision board, so it's up there. So I read it every day. Yes.
It's working. And it's a gift. It's a gift for us all to be here. And so we want to make it count. So make your day count. Think about what one thing is that you can do today to inch towards maybe that side thing, maybe that side hustle. Maybe you just want to do art on the side. Maybe later you'll find out you're a beautiful artist, and those little bit of hours that you've been putting in turn into a gallery of art that you could display, or a real estate deal, or you never know. So thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on the show, for sharing your journey, your wisdom. And how can people reach you?
Yes, so you can reach me on my website, which is www.thebusinessshowerevents.com. You can reach me on Instagram, which is at the Business Shower Events, Facebook at the Business Shower Events, or you can just email me at Kelly at thebusinessshowerevents.com.
Great. Well, this is just another example of inspiration for tech divas out there. And we wish you all the best. Thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great.